Did you know that right now, at this very moment, your car's computer might be working against you? And mechanics are counting on it. They figured out that most drivers will panic when warning lights appear and pay $300, $500, even $1,500 for problems that take 60 seconds to fix. I'm not exaggerating. I've used these exact reset procedures to save over $12,000 on repairs across multiple vehicles. And the craziest part? Trick number 1 at the end is like a real-life cheat code that works on almost every car made after 1996. Most mechanics genuinely hope you never learn this. Let's fix that right now. Reset number 13, steering angle sensor calibration. Let's kick things off with our 13th trick, the steering angle sensor reset. Here's what happens to thousands of drivers every single week. They disconnect their car battery for routine maintenance, reconnect it, and suddenly get hit with multiple warning lights. Power steering feels heavy, stability control warning appears, the dashboard looks like something expensive just broke. Most drivers panic and rush straight to the dealership. They're told it's a complex steering system failure affecting critical safety systems. The quote, usually between $150 and $400 just for recalibration. But here's what's actually happening. The steering angle sensor simply lost its reference point when power was cut. It doesn't know where center is anymore. The manual reset works on most vehicles. Turn ignition on, engine off. Turn steering wheel fully left until it stops, then fully right until it stops. Return to perfect center and hold for 2 seconds. Done. The sensor recalibrates itself automatically. European cars like BMW, Audi, and Volkswagen are especially sensitive to this. Their advanced driver assistance systems, lane departure warning, adaptive cruise control, emergency braking, all depend on accurate steering angle data. Without proper calibration, these safety features either malfunction or shut down completely. One wrong move during an emergency and your car won't respond the way you expect. That's not a repair bill problem. That's a safety problem. Reset number 12, window auto function memory reset. Moving to our 12th trick, this one surprises almost everyone. After a battery disconnect or electrical work, your automatic windows suddenly stop working properly. They go down fine but won't come back up automatically. The one-touch feature disappears. Sometimes the window stops randomly halfway. Most people assume something expensive broke, maybe the window motor or the regulator mechanism. Shops quote $300 to $800 per window for diagnosis and replacement, but 90% of the time, nothing is actually broken. Your body control module stores memory about each window's complete travel range, upper limit, lower limit, and the current draw pattern needed for anti-pinch protection. When battery power gets interrupted, this memory wipes clean. The system literally forgets where the window boundaries are. The fix takes 30 seconds per window. Roll it completely down, hold the switch down for 5 seconds after it hits bottom, roll it completely up, hold the switch up for 5 seconds after it reaches the top. That's the complete procedure. Brand-specific details matter here. Subaru vehicles need an extra 10 seconds on the uphold to program anti-pinch properly. BMW and Mercedes sometimes require both window switches pressed simultaneously. Some cars want doors open during the reset to prevent sensor interference. Small variations, same core principle. Know your car's specific procedure and you'll never pay a shop to press buttons for you. Reset number 11, battery registration protocol. Our 11th trick is where modern cars get genuinely tricky. If you drive a BMW, Mini, Audi, Volkswagen, or similar European vehicle built after 2010, simply installing a new battery isn't enough. Your car needs something called battery registration, a programming procedure that tells the electrical system your new battery's exact specifications. Skip this step and watch what happens. Your intelligent battery sensor continues treating the new battery like the old worn one. The charging system either overcharges or undercharges based on completely wrong parameters. Your start-stop system stops working. Warning lights appear randomly. One BMW owner learned this lesson the expensive way. Replaced his battery with a premium AGM unit for $180, felt good about saving money by doing it himself. Skipped registration because he didn't know it existed. Within 8 months, the new battery failed. Warranty didn't cover it because registration was never performed. Total cost? Another $220 for a replacement battery, $150 for diagnostics, $85 for the programming he should have done originally. Professional battery registration costs about $50 to $150 at most shops. Aftermarket tools like Carly, Autel, or VCDS can do it for less. Either option is dramatically cheaper than burning through batteries every 18 months. Modern vehicles have massive electrical loads, heated seats, infotainment systems, LED lighting, electric steering. Without proper battery registration, your charging system simply cannot manage these loads correctly. Reset number 10. Oil Service Light Reset Sequence. Our 10th trick solves a problem that annoys millions of drivers unnecessarily. You changed your oil, you know it's fresh, but that maintenance light keeps glowing on your dashboard like it's personally judging your life choices. Most people either ignore this light or pay the dealership $20 to $75 just to make it disappear. Here's what most drivers don't realize. Service reminder systems are simply mileage or time-based counters. They don't actually measure your oil condition, they just count miles and days. When the counter hits the programmed interval, the light appears and stays on until manually reset. The reset sequence for Toyota and Lexus vehicles works like this. Turn ignition on without starting the engine. Press and hold the odometer reset button until Trip A displays. Turn ignition completely off. Hold that same button while turning ignition back on. Keep holding for 10 seconds until the light blinks. Release, press again briefly, light disappears. Honda uses a different sequence through the display selector. Subaru accesses it through the information display menu. European brands each have their own unique procedures, but here's the important truth. Every manufacturer has a reset sequence that owners can perform themselves in under 60 seconds. Your owner's manual contains this exact information. Quick lube places sometimes offer free resets, but often don't know procedures for every brand. Dealerships charge you because they assume you won't look it up yourself. Prove them wrong. Our 9th trick addresses a situation that creates genuine panic. Your car won't start. The security light is flashing on the dashboard. Your key is right there. Nothing lost, nothing damaged, but the engine refuses to crank no matter what you try. Your heart rate spikes immediately. You call a mechanic. They mention Immobilizer diagnosis and possible module replacement. The quote ranges from $300 to $800 depending on what they find. Before you authorize that repair, try this first. The Immobilizer system prevents your engine from starting unless it receives the correct coded signal from your authorized key. Sometimes this system experiences electronic glitches that accidentally block your own key signal. It's not actually broken, it's just confused. The hard reboot procedure is simple. Disconnect your negative battery terminal completely. Wait a minimum of 30 minutes. 40 minutes works even better for stubborn cases. This extended time allows residual charge to drain from all control modules and clears the security system's temporary memory. For faster results, some technicians use the 10-ohm resistor method. After disconnecting the battery, connect both cables together through a 10-ohm power resistor for 15 minutes. This safely drains all capacitors without dangerous sparking. Reconnect everything, and your car often starts perfectly. This simple reset has saved countless owners from expensive Immobilizer repairs. The security system just needed a reboot, exactly like your computer sometimes does. Our 8th trick targets one of the most common and most overcharged engine problems. Your idle feels rough and unstable. The engine vibrates noticeably at stoplights. Stalling happens when you turn on the air conditioning. Your scan tool shows codes P0505, P0506, or P0507. The shop diagnosis points to your idle air control valve. They quote $200 to $650 for replacement parts and labor. But here's what they're not telling you. In most cases, that valve isn't broken, it's just dirty. The idle air control valve manages airflow bypassing the throttle plate to maintain stable idle speed. Over time, carbon deposits from PCV vapors and EGR residue accumulate on the valve mechanism. The buildup makes it stick or move sluggishly, causing all those frustrating symptoms you're experiencing. The cleaning procedure costs about $15 total. Remove the valve from your throttle body, spray it thoroughly with carburetor cleaner or throttle body cleaner, pay special attention to the pintle and all moving parts. Let it dry completely before reinstalling. One Honda Accord owner was quoted $350 for complete throttle body replacement based on diagnostic codes. 30 minutes of cleaning fixed everything, zero parts cost. The valve worked perfectly once it could actually move freely again. After reinstalling, let your engine warm up completely with no accessories running. The system relearns proper idle automatically. Sometimes, the right fix is the cheap one. Our seventh trick gives you surgical precision when resetting your car's computer. Most people know disconnecting the battery resets everything, but that approach wipes your radio presets, clock settings, seat memory positions, and sometimes creates new error codes in vehicles with complex electrical systems. The EFI fuse pull method targets only what needs resetting. By removing the engine control fuse specifically, you reset fuel injection parameters, ignition timing adaptations, idle control values, and emissions calibrations without touching entertainment or body electronics. Here's the procedure. Locate your fuse box under the hood or inside the cabin. Find the fuse diagram and identify the EFI, ECM, or engine control fuse. Pull that specific fuse completely. Wait 10 to 15 minutes, reinstall the fuse. Your powertrain control module returns to baseline calibration, while your radio stations and seat positions remain exactly where you set them. Honda Inside owners commonly use fuse 16 for this targeted reset. Toyota Prius owners have used this method to reset hybrid system parameters without losing navigation settings. The key benefit here involves your adaptive fuel trim values. These automatically adjust over time based on sensor readings, fuel quality, altitude, and dozens of other variables. Sometimes they drift too far from optimal. This reset clears those accumulated adaptations and lets your engine management recalibrate fresh to current conditions. Same result as battery disconnect, zero inconvenience. Our sixth trick saves people from one of the most commonly misdiagnosed problems in modern vehicles. Your fuel economy suddenly dropped from 28 to 22 miles per gallon. Idle feels rough without obvious cause. Occasional hesitation during acceleration. Your scan tool shows codes P0171 or P0174, indicating a lean fuel mixture. The shop says your mass airflow sensor is failing. Replacement quote, $200 to $600, including parts and labor. But here's what they're not checking first. The MAF sensor contains a delicate, heated wire element that measures air entering your engine. Your computer uses this data to calculate precise air-fuel mixture ratios. Over time, oil residue, dust, and contamination coat this sensitive element. The coating causes incorrect readings, but the sensor itself isn't damaged. The fix costs about $12. Purchase MAF sensor cleaner spray specifically. Never use regular carburetor cleaner on MAF sensors. Remove the sensor carefully. Spray the wire element gently from several inches away. Let it dry completely for 15 minutes before reinstalling. Here's the critical step most people miss. After cleaning, reset your ECU to clear the old fuel trim compensations. Your computer learned to compensate for the dirty sensor's wrong readings. Those compensations now work against the clean sensor's accurate data. Clean sensor plus fresh calibration equals restored fuel economy. Regular MAF cleaning every 30,000 miles prevents these problems entirely. Prevention costs less than repair. Our fifth trick prevents a genuinely dangerous situation that catches people completely off guard. You cleaned your throttle body to remove carbon buildup, good preventative maintenance. But afterward, your idle shoots to 1500 or 2000 RPM and stays there. The car won't slow down properly. In reverse gear, the vehicle lurches unexpectedly. These aren't minor inconveniences. These are serious safety hazards requiring immediate attention. The problem isn't your cleaning work. Your engine control module stores calibration data based on the old, dirty throttle body's airflow characteristics. Now the throttle body is clean with completely different properties. The computer doesn't know anything changed. It's applying old corrections to a new situation. The relearn procedure varies by manufacturer. BMW E46, ignition on 10 seconds without starting, then off 10 seconds, then start and idle without touching the accelerator until stable. BMW E90 and E92 need the accelerator pedal fully pressed for 25 to 40 seconds during specific ignition cycling sequences. One Silverado 1500 owner experienced terrifying symptoms after a quick lube shop cleaned the throttle body without performing the relearn. Idle stuck at 1800 RPM. The truck wouldn't slow down approaching stop signs. It moved backward unexpectedly when shifted into reverse. Never skip this reset after throttle body cleaning. Never clean an electronic throttle body while installed and powered. This causes permanent motor damage. Your car must relearn where closed actually means. Our fourth trick explains why you might fail emissions testing even after fixing the actual problem. You replaced the oxygen sensor, repaired the vacuum leak, cleared all the codes, drove confidently to the testing center, failed anyway. The inspection report says your readiness monitors aren't complete. What does that even mean? Here's what happens inside your car's diagnostic system. When you clear trouble codes, your OBD2 system automatically resets all monitors to not ready status. These monitors are self-tests verifying each emissions component works correctly. The computer needs specific driving conditions to run these tests successfully. Complete drive cycle requirements include cold start below 122 degrees Fahrenheit, highway speeds between 45 to 65 miles per hour for 15 to 20 minutes, stop-and-go city driving with varied acceleration, fuel tank between 1/4 and 3/4 full. One Buick Encore owner fixed a loose vacuum line causing a P0171 code, failed emissions twice over 3 weeks because monitors weren't complete, paid extra for temporary permits, failed again. Only after learning proper drive cycle procedures did the car finally pass. Since 2009, permanent diagnostic codes cannot be erased by any tool until repairs are completed and a full drive cycle runs successfully. This prevents shops from hiding problems by clearing codes before inspection. Understanding drive cycles saves you from repeated testing failures, temporary permit fees, and the frustration of explaining to inspectors that you actually fixed the problem. Our third trick addresses symptoms that terrify every car owner. Harsh shifting that jerks your entire body, noticeable delays when engaging drive or reverse, clunky downshifts that feel like something's grinding inside. These symptoms typically point towards serious transmission problems, the kind requiring $1,500 to $8,000 for rebuilds or replacement. But before you start shopping for a new car, understand what might actually be happening. Modern automatic transmissions continuously learn your driving habits. Your transmission control module adjusts shift timing, hydraulic pressures, torque converter lockup, and clutch engagement to match how you actually drive. Over time, this adaptive data can become corrupted by voltage drops, degraded fluid, sensor drift, or outdated learning after maintenance. A transmission adaptation reset often restores smooth shifting without any mechanical work. Mazda CX-5 and CX-30 owners have a built-in manual sequence. BMW vehicles with ZF transmissions require diagnostic software like ISTA for proper adaptation resets. Here's a critical warning. On high-mileage transmissions with actual internal wear, resetting adaptations can make problems worse. The transmission learned aggressive compensations specifically to mask worn clutch packs or valve body issues. Removing those compensations exposes underlying mechanical damage. Know your transmission's condition before clearing its memory. Check your fluid. Burnt smell or dark color indicates real problems. Verify maintenance history. When appropriate, this reset saves thousands. When inappropriate, it accelerates expensive failures. Our second trick prevents a mistake that costs people money every single day. The check engine light appears on your dashboard. Most drivers react one of two ways. Either ignore it completely, hoping it disappears, or immediately clear codes without understanding what information they contain. Both approaches commonly cause expensive problems that knowledge easily prevents. Diagnostic trouble codes aren't all identical. Active codes indicate current faults happening right now. Pending codes represent potential issues waiting for confirmation. Stored codes show historical problems. Permanent codes are emissions-related faults that legally cannot be erased until properly repaired. Most critically, freeze frame data captures a complete snapshot of engine conditions at the exact moment a fault triggered. RPM, coolant temperature, vehicle speed, throttle position, fuel trim percentages, all recorded simultaneously. This information is gold for diagnosing intermittent problems. One Subaru Forester owner cleared 14 codes before consulting a mechanic, thinking he'd see which ones returned. This erased the freeze frame data that would have pinpointed exactly which sensor was failing under specific conditions. The mechanic now had zero diagnostic starting point. What should have been a simple diagnosis became expensive guesswork. Some jurisdictions consider clearing emissions codes without performing repairs to be illegal tampering under the Clean Air Act. Fines can reach $37,500 per violation. Read codes first. Document freeze frame data. Understand what you're seeing. Only then decide about clearing. Sequence matters enormously. Now, for the most powerful trick I've saved for last, the master reset that works on virtually every vehicle built after 1996. This single procedure can fix problems that resist professional diagnosis and save you thousands of dollars in unnecessary repairs. When you disconnect your battery properly, negative terminal first always, you erase volatile memories stored in every control module throughout your vehicle. Engine computer, transmission module, body control, anti-lock brakes, every system returns to factory baseline parameters simultaneously. For basic reset, disconnect for 15 to 30 minutes. For deeper reset, leave it overnight. For complete capacitor drain, use the 10-ohm resistor method. Connect both cables together through a resistor for 15 minutes after disconnection. This procedure has resolved check engine lights that stayed on after repairs, sudden fuel economy drops, random misfires, rough idle, strange transmission shifts, and electrical bugs appearing after installing aftermarket accessories. Toyota owners often see 10 to 18% better fuel economy after overnight battery disconnect, just from clearing accumulated fuel trim drift. Critical warning: never disconnect the battery while the engine is running. This causes voltage spikes that instantly destroy your alternator, engine computer, sensors, and other electronics. Damage can exceed thousands of dollars from one wrong move. After reconnecting, expect 50 to 200 miles of relearning. Idle might feel rough initially. Shifting might seem different. This is normal. Your car is recalibrating to current conditions. 13 reset procedures. 0 special tools for most of them. Potentially thousands of dollars protected over your vehicle's lifetime. Your car's computer systems aren't mysterious. They just need someone who understands them. Now, that's you. Comment your car's make and model. I'll tell you which reset it needs most. That's not car care. That's car intelligence.